sky, would I grow wings? If I were trapped underwater, would I learn how to breathe? If I fell from the sky,
This is Chris
would
Dolan
I
with Centered
grow-
Students again. I'm here to finish up this series on the divide, the Tower of Babel. We've been talking about a lot of things in this series. It's been fun to introduce Gene and Dylan to you. And this last lesson is really about what do you build a building with? And that's something that I just love. I am all about construction. I'm all about building things. I'm all about building sturdy things. I built this loft in our youth building that is super sturdy. It only wiggles a little bit when you jump around on it. But the cornerstone, the thing you set first to make sure that everything else is straight, make sure that everything else is level, make sure that everything is sturdy, the cornerstone defines the whole building. I have the pleasure to work in a really cool old church, and our chapel would have been built on a cornerstone, and it's 100 years old, and it's just an awesome building, but it would never have lasted 100 years if it hadn't been set right, level, straight, strong on a cornerstone. And what's happening in the Tower of Babel is these people will receive this truth, the cornerstone that God's with them, that through the flood and through this disaster and through all these things, God is with them. And you guys receive the truth that God is with you through the flood, through the disasters of life, through the hard things, through the broken relationships, the friends that hurt us, the family that isn't perfect, guys. Our families are not perfect. Can you believe that? Through all that, we've been given a cornerstone that says, no, you can always come to God. He is perfect. Yet we go back and we try and rely on our friends, or we try and rely on our habits, or things that on the internet, or things that we do for fun or whatever, and they don't fill us, guys. They're not straight, level, strong cornerstones. They only last for a minute. They don't last hundreds of years. And the other verse that we're talking about today, so the big truth is that when we build our lives on a cornerstone that lasts, that means that we are going to last, that our lives will last, that everything stays straight, leveled, strong. Even when the winds come, even when the hard times come, even when the struggles come, our building stays fast and strong, the building of our life, when we set it on Jesus Christ. So Jesus is walking down the walkway with his disciples, or wherever it was, and Jesus says to them, "Who do you say that I am?" And this is huge, guys, because lots of other people say Jesus was a nice guy, Jesus was a good teacher, but the truth is Jesus was God. And when Peter comes out and says that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, Jesus is like, ding, 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 ding. Like, that's the right answer, okay? That is the cornerstone. And Jesus even says, that is the rock that I will build my church on. Not just Peter, even though I'm sure he was a sturdy guy, studly indeed, but the rock that Christ is going to build his church on, the rock that Christ is building his church on today, in your life, in my life, is that Jesus is God. He has the power to influence everything in the world, and he's bringing it all back to himself, back to perfection, back to fullness. That is the cornerstone that we've built our life on. And that cornerstone doesn't waver, it doesn't shake, it doesn't move around every time the wind blows. So every time something goes wrong in our lives, that cornerstone doesn't change its whole direction and come and genie bottle fix our lives. You know, he doesn't just fix every little situation. But his plan, that cornerstone, the level line, is set to produce awesome things in our life. So whether you're in a hard time right now or you're in a great time, the cornerstone of Jesus, when you worship him, when you spend time with him, when you're in relationship with him, that cornerstone takes us through the hard and the good, and it's bringing us to a place where Jesus has the whole world back the way it's supposed to be. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us today. As you're going through your day today, remember this, and look to see what you're setting up as a cornerstone. When you're tired and exhausted, what do you go to? Is it Jesus? Just today, when you hit that line, when you're tired, when you're done, just today, instead of going to the things you usually go to Jesus. Spend some time with him. In his word, worshiping him with music, whatever it is. Go talk to a mentor, a pastor. Do something to seek out Jesus today. Thanks, guys. See you later.